Hello, welcome back to my channel, and today, as promised, I'll be talking about how to read Thai tones. Now, before we get started, have you learned the alphabet yet? What about the consonant classes, the vowels, the dead and live syllables? Because if you haven't, please watch my other videos first or read my posts on my website, and then you'll be all set. So, here's a chart that you can find on my website. I've got two kinds of charts. This is the more visual one, which I prefer. And yeah, I'll just walk you through the chart and then I'll just show you how to use it. So, if you weren't born or raised here in Thailand, you unfortunately have to learn it this way. I'm sorry. But, with enough practice, you will have it all memorized and you will learn it by heart. I promise you will no longer need it, okay? Just practice and keep on practicing, alright? I'm rooting for you. Let's get started. So, we've got 5 tones, yeah? But we've only got 4 tone marks. We've got ไม้เอกไม้โทไม้ตรี and ไม้จัตวา Right. Now, let's take the word gin as an example. Gin. So, whenever you see a word, the first thing to do is to identify whether it's a dead syllable or a live syllable. How do we do that? Good question. So, we look at the ending, right? So here, could you tell me what the ending is? Nonu. Very good. So, is it a live ending or is it a dead ending? It is a live ending. Very good. Right. So, now we look at our initial consonant. In this case, it is กอไก่ กอไก่ Which class is it in? It's in the middle class. Very good. Now, do we have any tone mark here? Nope. So, we're looking at this box here. So, we're going to be using a mid-tone. Right. So that's กิน 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 Very good. Alright. I'm going to give you an example for each of them, okay? So let's get started with low-class consonants. I'm going to pick a letter. Let's use รอเรือ รอเรือ Oh, I just love this sound so much. But it's a bit sad because nowadays people don't really roll their R's, and that's just because, I don't know, maybe they've gotten lazier. And yeah, so they would just say law instead of raw. But I mean, we've got lolling for that sound, por favor. I don't know, it is just sad. But it's just the way languages are. They just keep changing, and I guess I'll just have to accept it the way it is. Anyway, so รอเรือ is our initial consonant here, and we're going to start with live syllables. So I need a live ending. I'm going to use วอแหวน วอแหวน and I'm going to use it with สระอา สระอา Okay. So, with no tone mark added, that's going to be a mid-tone, yeah? A mid-tone. So, that's ราว 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 And we can use only 2 tone marks, which are ไม้เอก and ไม้โท yeah? So, the first tone mark, ไม้เอก is going to give you a falling tone. So, that's ราว ราว And the second tone mark is going to give you a high tone. So that's ร้าว 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 Moving on to middle class consonants. So I'm going to pick ดอเด็ก ดอเด็ก And I'm using it with สระอู สระอู So my word is ดู ดู mid-tone. Do, yeah, because there's no tone mark added. Right. So the word do hasn't got any ending, but it's still a live syllable because I'm using a long vowel sound here. So whenever a word is using a long vowel sound, it doesn't need an ending at all to make it a live syllable. Alright? with middle class consonants, we can use all 4 tone marks. So the first tone mark is going to give you a low tone. So that's do, do, do. The second tone mark is going to give you a falling tone. Do, do, do. Repeat after me. Do. Very good. The third tone mark is going to give you a high tone. Do, 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 do. Very good. And the fourth tone mark is going to give us a rising tone. So that's do, do, do. Very good. Now, let's have a look at high class consonants. So, I'm just going to pick ผอพึ่ง I'm using it with สระโอ and I need a live ending, so I'm using มอม้า มอม้า Remember the vowel changes? Yep. So when we're using สระโอ with an ending consonant, สระโอ disappears, yeah? So we're left with ผอพึ่ง มอม้า And this word's got no tone mark added, so we're using a rising tone. ผม 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 Very good. Just like with low class consonants, we can use only 2 tone marks. So the first tone mark, my A, is giving us a low tone. ผม 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 And the second tone mark is giving us a falling tone. ผม Pom, pom. Very good. We also use this rule with the silent H. So what's the silent H? It is when you have ha he with an unpaired low class consonant. So for example, in the word cold, now. So this word is written like this. Ha he, no nu, sara a, wa wen. So we don't pronounce the ha he, but what it's doing there is that it's changing the way nonu functions. So normally nonu, well, it's a low class consonant, right? So we should be using this rule, right? It should be now. ไม่ใช่หรอ ไม่ใช่ค่ะ We're using it as if it's a high class consonant. So we're using a rising tone here. Now, now, now. Very good. So let's add the first tone mark. Now, now, now. The second tone mark. Now, now, now. Very good. So we've covered all live syllables. Now we're going to be talking about dead syllables. Right. So we're looking at low class consonants first. I'm just going to use รอเรือ because I just love it, right? So I'm going to use the word love. So the word love is spelled รอเรือสระอะกอไก่ Now it's a short vowel sound, so we're using a high tone here. So it's pronounced รัก 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 Very good. Now I'm going to change it to sara'a, sara'a, so you can see the difference. Sara'a. So with sara'a, it's going to be a falling tone because it's a long vowel sound. So that's ra, ra, ra. Now I'd like you to listen carefully to the ending sound there. So the gogai, ra. You don't really hear it. You don't hear rag, no, but it is there. Ra, but it ends there. Very good. Now we're going to go back to ra, ra. So with this short vowel sound, we can use 2 tone marks. We can use the first tone mark, which is giving us a falling tone. Ra, ra, ra. And you can also use it with the 4th tone mark, which honestly you will never hear it and you will never see it in writing because it's just very rare and it's not correct to use in writing. Plus, it's just almost impossible to pronounce. I mean, try it. Ra, ra, Ra. So don't feel bad if you can't pronounce the sound. It's fine. So with the word ra, it's using a long vowel sound, and we can use one tone mark here. We can use the mai tho, and it's giving us a high tone. Ra, ra, ra. Very good. Next, we have middle class consonants. I'm just going to use the word to hug, and it's spelled กอไก่สระอดอเด็ก. Right. Now, it's กอดอ with no tone mark added. We are looking at this box here, so that's a low tone. กอดกอดกอด. Right, now we've already got the low tone without having to use the first tone mark, right? So we'll just skip that tone mark and we'll go to the next one, mai tho. Mai tho gives us a falling tone, so that's กอดกอดกอด. Mai tri gives us a high tone, กอดกอดกอด. And mai jatawa gives us a rising tone. กอดกอดกอด. And once again, if it's a short vowel sound, you don't really hear it with a rising tone. Okay. And next we have high class consonants. So I'm just going to use the word vegetables, and it's spelled ผอพึ่งสระอะกอไก่. And which tone are we using? Low tone. Very good. Pa, pa, pa. Just like with middle class consonants, we don't need the fast tone mark. And we can only use one tone mark here, which is mai tho, and that's giving us a falling tone. Pa, pa, pa. Very good. And last but not least, let's do the silent H. I'm going to use the word heavy. The word heavy is spelled หอหีบนอหนูสระอะกอไก่. And you pronounce it with a low tone, right? So that's na, na, na. And just like with high class consonants, you can only use it with mai tho. That's going to give you a falling tone. So that is na, 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 na. Very good. And that's it. We've made it. Oh my god, I'm so proud of you. So yeah, print this chart out and stick it on the wall and just, study it every single day, and you will eventually learn it by heart and you will no longer need to use it. I promise you. Just give it some time and give yourself some time. I remember when I was learning German, I had to learn the cases, right? Like the endings and like which one to use. So I had a chart printed out and I would stick it to my wall, and every time I had a conversation with anyone in German, I would just like glance at my chart and be like, okay, which ending am I using here? So it's totally normal and it's totally fine, right? It's just a process. Just trust the process. You're doing great. I'm so proud of you. Just keep it going, alright? And I'll see you in my next video. สวัสดีค่ะ